what is up, you fucks? We are back with another edition of the Doom Scroll Cast. I am your host, Lord Botha. How was your weekend? How was your weekend, chat? Fucking quartering, man. Everything that guy's getting, he deserves. So, it looks like everybody that may be feeling his wrath is, getting their shit back. So, but yeah, in all seriousness, if you haven't seen the show before, this is the Doom Scroll Cast. I'm your host, Lord Botha, and what we do is we go through a few topics, and then after we talk on those topics, I scroll through Twitter, you watch me do so, we share in the existential crisis about humanity. So, with that said, we're not going to waste too much time. I've had a fairly good day. Got some video work in. Of course, never as much as I want to. But yeah, more videos to come. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm still gonna do shorts, but something weird has happened to the algorithm ever since YouTube decided to fuck with it. Where like my shorts that I always produce, always original content, always like never just slop content that's like, hey, what are the oranges for? That kind of shit. The views on them have just disappeared. Because it used to be like the shorts would get, any shorts would get an average between like 800 and 1500 views. And maybe just YouTube was just botting those views to like, push in the algorithm because they wanted to push just shorts in general. No matter who the fuck you were. No matter how small, how big, whatever. Well, even if that's so, it's definitely changed. Because now it's in like single double digits. And that's just... I'm not going to pursue... Because like making shorts content, switching between making regular video content and then making short content, the transition between them takes time. And it both take time and for different reasons. And the transition to go from one to the other also takes time. So like focusing on one is, I think, way better. And I'm probably just going to focus on videos, at least for the time being. In the future, probably pull out a few shorts. Because the rule always was for me is that if I felt like it was a topic that I couldn't really expound upon more than 5 minutes, just cut it down to 3, make it a short. That's pretty much what the rule was. But now it's kind of like, shorts aren't really going anywhere, so gonna have to find something else to deal with. So yeah, that was your daily dose of look behind the curtain of the channel and all that shit. Some of you might think that's lame and gay, but I am who I am. Love is love. So. Yeah, we got a few topics to talk about today. Today, we are going to talk about the controversy with Angel Studios and some of the weird things that they've been doing or alleged to be doing, and just the weirdness that is the Animal Farm movie and some of the people shilling that movie. So yeah, we're going to go over that. We're also going to go over... really big thing here. Xbox has just gotten rid of, completely axed Copilot for console. Like it's gone. Asha Sharma, the Queen, is back again with another great edict from on high. He's getting rid of AI. It's just the rich are getting richer. We also got some stupidity that said, some smaller topics, stupidity that was said by, like Bank of America regarding, pricing of games, all that. We got, some other small topics we might take a look at. Here's another one. The Odyssey movie trailer dropped. I'm not going to show you the trailer because YouTube, out of nowhere, has basically been like, you show a trailer, we're going to fucking come after you now, no matter who you are, essentially. I just don't. There's so many channels that, like, they show and react to trailers, but, like, they get instantly hit all the time. So I'm not going to do it because I don't know how hard they're going to hit me. We also have this rando bitch on Twitter who was talking about, like, the unattractiveness of grown men playing video games, which I'm sure that's a post that is a dime a dozen, but we might go through that a little bit because it got pretty big traction on Twitter, 10 million views and such. So, we might talk about that. But yeah, let's get into the topics real fast. Let's just dive in and talk about the Animal Farm shit. So, if you didn't know, let's go over here. Oop, there we go. Okay. So, Animal Farm released not that long ago. This was always a terrible idea. Apparently, Angel Studios has this thing where they allow certain people or whatever, I don't know if it's donors or whatever, to vote on what films to make next. And one of the films they voted on was Animal Farm. Why a religious studio or studio that claims to be coded in Christian faith and all that? I mean, Angel Studios is doing an Orwell novel adaptation. Kind of baffling to me. I mean, some people made the connection that, like, Animal Farm is a critique of communism. Typically, communism is very anti-religion, especially Christianity. And Christianity has a very contentious, existence with socialism and communism. Typically adversaries, right? So this was kind of thought to be like, oh, Angel Studios is doing this because they're exploiting communism, because they're base, conservatism, Christianity, all that, blah, 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 blah. But then some of the, facts about the movie started to come out. And the facts about the movie was, it was not a critique of communism at all. It was done by Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis, obviously, massive liberal, left-wing nut job, whatever. He was Gollum. He helped direct Lord of the Rings. Always will have that to hang his hat on. It's wonderful. Whatever. But massive left-wing nut job. And the kind of guy who's like, oh, communism will work as long as, we just ignore all the factors as why it didn't work. Because that's the thing about communism, right? Communism always works. As long as you ignore, as long as you don't have greed and stupidity. Communism always works as long as you don't have greed or stupidity. Unfortunately, those are kind of part of human nature that you just can't get rid of. So, Animal Farm, written in 1945, I think? Somewhere along there. Might have that date wrong. But written by George Orwell in the 40s. It was a critique of communism. Basically, it is a literal allegory for the Russian Revolution and for the hard times that persisted after the revolution. Napoleon is a direct allegory to Stalin. The other lead pig is a direct allegory for Trotsky. And then they have a pig that's a direct allegory for Lenin and so on and so forth. The horse is supposed to be representative of the Russian workforce. There's so many. The dogs are representative of the state and the authority of the state, right? And then, the end of the book, the movie, if you didn't know, spoiler for you out there for a book that was made in the 1940s. But the end of the story is, by the end, Napoleon, the Stalin figure, has eliminated all other pigs that were his equals in terms of power and established himself as basically an authoritarian figure. And he has other pigs that are subordinate but can basically, on par with it, you basically share power with them as well. There's still other pigs around. But the idea at the end of the book is that the pigs are walking on their hind legs, they're wearing clothes, and they've literally become indistinguishable from the humans who represented the feudal society that ruled over Russia before the Soviet Revolution. And it's all allegory, all, just a story to basically say all the Russian Revolution did was replace one aristocracy, one form of authoritarianism, totalitarianism, with a different form of aristocratic authoritarianism, totalitarianism. It's just this totalitarianism pretends like it cares about the plight of the people and that they're not rich assholes. That was the difference. In this version of Animal Farm, basically what happens is, from all the synopsises and retellings of the plot of what happens in the movie, I'm not going to go see this movie. No, fuck that. But the synopsis of the plot is basically that they introduce a new character, Lucky, who doesn't exist in the books, to be essentially the cutesy hero protagonist that a child could root for, because this is supposed to be a children's story, which fundamentally is wrong, right? Just because it's about animals doesn't make it a children's story. Okay? Watership Down is about animals. It's not a children's story. Okay? There are plenty of that. There's plenty of that out there. The 70s is literally littered with entertainment that is cartoon animals that is not for children, okay? It's not just, modern anime. But the plot synopsis is essentially, it's actually capitalists that are the bad guys, because the farmer is forced into foreclosure or something that has to sell the farm. The animals are going to be shipped off or whatever, and they end up running essentially a commune, an actual communist commune, to try to buy the farm. And then Napoleon the pig gets into credit card debt, gets into a home equity loan situation with the one female millionaire, billionaire CEO who definitely is supposed to look like May Musk, Elon Musk's mom. And then she wants to build a hydroelectric dam on their property or something. And it's all just supposed to be allegory for, well, actually, communism worked. It's just when they tried to get involved with the capitalists, that's when everything went wrong. It's always those pesky capitalists that are ruining the communist society. Not the fact that by the very nature of humanity and the fact that humans are imperfect, communist utopia where everything is shared evenly is impossible. I mean, go look at Cuba, right? You know why land distribution, right? Socialist land distribution can't work in Cuba? Because it's a fucking island. You have more people than square acres, okay? When you have that problem, you can't really be just divvying out land. So, yeah, the film released, look at this. I mean, the initial score, it looks like, okay, whatever, 24% with the critics, which is kind of weird because you would think they would be all about this communist bullshit, but even they don't like it. And you think 62% on the popcorn meter with Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, okay, it's 62%. It's not good, but it's not horrible. But then you click on it, boom. You go to all audience and top critics. I mean, this thing is just in the water bad, like terrible. And it's clear that audiences rejected it. I mean, it's just, this movie was never going to be successful from the standpoint of it wasn't going to appease literature purists because you're fucking with Orwell, who's one of the top tier, like, worshipped, like, political philosophical writers. You're right up there with like Aldous Huxley and people like that. You don't fuck with that. And I mean, this guy is the Pink Floyd of political writers. Okay, man. And you weren't going to appease those people. You weren't going to appease the family crowd because, listen, if you were in an English class from, like, I don't know, the 1970s all the way through, like, now, you've been forced by your English class to read Animal Farm. And Animal Farm, it's one of those books that everybody has read, whether they wanted to or not. I remember when I was in high school, I think it was junior year or maybe sophomore year, but I was in world history class and we were studying about the Russian Revolution, and while we were also reading Animal Farm in English. So, like, the whole book was spoiled for me because I knew about the fucking communist revolution and how it happened already. So, yeah. Because adults know this story. They know it's a story and an allegory that's not for children. It's not a children's story. It's a highly philosophical and political allegory. Not a children's story. No matter how much they tried to make it like a children's story. So, families aren't going to want to go to this. Also, it's littered with, from what I saw, apparent, like, crude and crass jokes. So, like, yeah, why would you want to take your family to that? Like, there's a bunch of, like, fart jokes. Like, it's weird. And so it's not going to appease those people. And it really, like, what audience, who's this for? What audience is it going to bring in? Nobody. Nobody wants to see this, okay? Like, yeah, so, and they got a star-studded cast. Look at this here. Look at the voices of Seth Rogen, Gaten Matarazzo, who is the one kid from Stranger Things with the fucking curly hair, Glenn Close, Woody Harrelson. That's not a cheap cast. And what that tells me is that this was a project for them. They spent a decent amount of money for this, and they're probably going to lose money, a lot of money on it. And what's really interesting is that audiences rejected this, and they're going to lose money, but Angel Studios still claims that the film is selling out. Let me see if I can find this here. It's the one I didn't tag. I bet it's going to bring up a bunch of posts that I put sell out. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. I can't find the actual post, but we'll take this post that just talks about it here. If I can get to it. So yeah. This guy shows it here. So this is from the actual like Animal Farm post. They posted that a satirical allegory of the revolution and powerful traces of how a movement for equality and systematically corrupted as the pigs consolidate power, blah, 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 blah. And they're saying here is theaters are selling out. This is not true. This is wholly false. Like, people have posted their, like, no. And in fact, like, and I know not an angel partner. So this is a thing Angel Studios has also started to do. They're starting to like try to be like, I guess, edgy. I don't know if I'd say it's edgy, but like kind of like tongue in cheek, because now they're trying to do stuff like that where they're like, oh, we're not an angel partner because, and we're gonna get into the whole angel partner situation here in just a minute, but like Fake Wizard, which by the way, Fake Wizard has a really good video where he breaks all the stuff down with Angel Studios and how a lot of their like money that's supposed to have gone to fund projects, like 60% of the donations that have been made to Angel Studios, like, is going straight to the profit margins of Angel Studios, while like 40% is actually going to the production of things like The Chosen and David. And it's why those like two projects, those two like studios that did those projects for Angel Studios, while they're apparently gone now, which is pretty significant. And they actually had to go through legal litigation to get that, and to get a settlement, actually. Cash settlement. But Fake Wizard says here, Animal Farm 2026 ends with these two QR codes. The Wow I Loved It takes you to a web page asking you to buy another ticket so someone else can see the movie for free. Ironic, at Angel Studios wants to engage in capitalism, but spends 90 minutes propagandizing communism. And what he actually revealed in his video is that if you use the Never Do This Again QR code, the one that says you don't like it, well, it takes you to a website that says that your opinion is wrong. Let's see if he posts here. Yep. Right here. The Never Do This Again takes you to this joke page where it still asks you for more money. Your opinion is wrong, but good news, Napoleon has found a way for you to fix this. And it still asks you for the money. And they're trying to play it off like it's a joke. Oh, we're tongue in cheek, blah, blah, blah. But there's something like kind of sinister about that, right? Kind of grifty about that. I mean, actual grifting. Actual grifting. Selling people an idea that isn't true to try to make money. And it's kind of to the point now where Angel Studios seems a lot like they are selling people this idea that they are a studio that is based in Christian values, based in Christianity, based in religion. Really, that's not 100% what they're actually about. And they're not as charitable as it seems. So, Yeah, okay. Let's see here. Where was I? Go back to the bookmarks. So, one of the things people really found distasteful beyond Angel Studios, and they're like, the way they tried to frame asking people to pay for more money around this film, the very idea of funding and producing a film that flies in the face of what the original concept of the story and allegory was meant for, and then gaslighting people actually afterwards, saying that it's, it is a critique of communism still, when it's obviously quite clear that it's not. And I remember them even posting a thing that like they're trying to be like, oh, we're so pro-Marxist, we made him a laughable character to make fun of in one of our cartoon television series. Take a look at this. It doesn't matter. We see what have you done for me lately? We see it right now. And beyond all of this, what this really did, and I actually am grateful to Angel Studios for this, is that they exposed, hit it for me, right? They exposed so many right-wing grifters. And we're going to go through some of them. We're going to take a look at some of them. And there's one that really gained infamy because she's having an absolute crash out. Let's see here. So first off, the one that has the most gained the notoriety the most the first time. Let me find it here through the bookmarks. Yeah, here we go. Riley Gaines. Now, if you don't know who Riley Gaines is, Riley Gaines was a swimmer, first gained notoriety when she was basically calling out Leah Thomas and the promotion of Leah Thomas, who is the transmission people swimmer who stood, like a foot taller than all the other female swimmers on her swim team. And she placed like whatever behind them, and Leah Thomas was beating everybody, setting records, all that stuff. And she was one of the most outspoken people against Leah Thomas being able to compete in women's swimming. And she gained notoriety amongst conservative circles, leaned into the whole conservative thing. I mean, pretty, blonde, white girl, Christian values, all that. Clearly trying to lean into the right-wing influencer, all that stuff. Well, she posted this, right? She posted, my husband and I got an early access screening to Animal Farm, an animated adaptation of George Orwell's novel made by Angel Studios. Incredibly well done. They do a perfect job of reminding viewers that Marxism always has and always will fail. In theaters May 1st, hashtag Animal Farm Partner. And this is where the whole not an Animal Farm Partner hashtag comes in, that the Animal Farm movie posted via Angel Studios, to try to be tongue-in-cheek funny, right? Because they caught Riley Gaines. Because Riley Gaines is supposed to be a conservative influencer, and everybody knew the synopsis at this point and what the film was going to be like. That it's not conservative at all. This is a way too glowing review to jive with the movie and what it presented. That's what it is. This is somebody overselling something, right? And the problem is that if she had not oversold it, she could have probably gotten away with it. And Angel Studios probably could have gotten away with it. But from what I gathered, she took a copy and paste post and put it on there, right? And if she did that, then Angel Studios that gave that to her are fucking dumbasses. Which if you also believe some of the things that they may or may not be doing with the paying it forward system for tickets for people to like download access codes and go see, but never actually being able to get a hold of those tickets. And then there are empty seats in theaters and all that. Yeah. If all that is true, they purchase the same seats the same amount of times as well. So like the maps of the different theaters are pretty obvious. And this would be something that they would do. And we saw this kind of post and others by many different influencers. And Tim Pool even spoke about it. Tim Pool spoke about how they tried to get him to have a sponsorship, right? To retract his previous statement about the film, which he tore down, by the way. He actually tore apart the film. And Tim Pool, for whatever you think of him, is not a fucking idiot when it comes to his brand. Tim Pool is one of the few guys that understands, maybe not achieves all the time, but understands that authenticity is everything. Authenticity is the currency of the future. If his brand is not perceived as authentic, then he knows he will fail. This is why the fucking Eliza Blue shit and Jack Murphy shit was a fucking 5-alarm fire for him. Was an absolute disaster for him. And I think he's even learned from that he has to remain authentic and be at least in the know of where the wind blows on things before he just jumps to take sponsorships like that. That's pretty clear. So this is one, right? This is one of the influencers. There's also another one. This one I don't actually know that well. By the way, Riley Gaines, I want to say like a day or two before that, she was posting about how like she was getting a bunch of additional medical bills from having her kid in the hospital, which if you have your kid in a hospital, you know, not only are you going to get the big bill for the hospital, you're also going to get additional fucking small hundreds of dollars here and there medical bills, pretty much for the end of eternity. Like, you know, it always seems like I'm turning around and have some new fucking medical bill. So, especially if you have multiple kids. So it wouldn't surprise me that this partnership was brought along by the need to pay bills, the need for money, the quest for money. But there was another person. I have not heard his video. We're going to listen to his video and see what exactly he has to say. But this guy, he was one of the people who was called out as well with his hashtag animal farm partner bullshit. Let's take a look here. Let's see this one. Okay.
A lot in my comment section regarding the new Animal Farm movie, or people are talking about how Tim Pool did a review and he said it's not anti-communist anymore, now it's anti-capitalist. And look, I got no beef with Tim Pool, love the guy, been on his show, wonderful person, but he's fucking wrong. This movie is not anti-capitalist. It does not invert Orwell's thinking.
It quite categorically is. Like, it, if you just read the synopsis, if you see clips from this film and you just know the synopsis, it's quite clear.
Now, I will say it is not a shot-for-shot remake of Orwell's novel, because when Orwell wrote that, the danger was communism, and the solution was capitalism. But let's be real about this, guys. We are not in danger of falling to communism.
Yeah. This guy says we're not.
Response a lot.
This guy says we're not in danger of falling to communism. He's been on Tim Pool. He seems like he's got the patriotic, like, fucking account and all that. I'm sure if I go through his account, he's going to say base stuff. Obviously, Angel Studios want him for this bullshit partnership program. Shill their bullshit. I feel like a person that has that knowledge should know, like, the current state of academia, the current state of our high schools, the current state of leftists within our government, the current state of, like, leftists within our culture, within Hollywood entertainment, video games, all that. And this guy is, he's just playing dumb. Where was I?
I will say it is not a shot-for-shot remake of Orwell's novel, because when Orwell wrote that,
nothing's a shot-for-shot for.
The danger was communism, and the solution was capitalism. But let's be real about this, guys. We are not in danger of falling to communism. But
what's
what
the danger
is not the idyllic capitalism that Orwell thought of. No, we are living in a bullshit version of crony capitalism, where we are run by corporations.
Oh, yes. It's the crony capitalism. Crony capitalism. Hey, the business guys are just all in league with each other. It's impossible for small businesses to be successful. It's impossible for people to rise up through business, make a name for themselves. We're just going to ignore all the success stories. We ignore everything. The truth is that the reason why a lot of people are not successful in business is that there is a risk-reward payoff. You don't want to take the risk, so you don't reap the reward. And I get it. If you take the risk and you fail, you fucking fail. And it's bad, typically. Like, ruin your life bad sometimes. So you rather have a 9-to-5 job. Or you try to find a way, like me, that I can try to have a side hustle that might turn into a main thing one day while having a main job. You don't go full-fledged into business. But you could be successful in business. So, crony capitalism is another way of blaming other people for your problems that you can solve. It's just, the vast majority of people can be successful in the United States of America if they just follow a few simple rules. Like, don't have kids when you're young, when you're super young, like in your teens and not married. Don't commit crimes. Finish high school. Like, you do those things, you'll probably be successful. Pick a job, pick a corporation. Anywhere. Pick a job. Work hard at that job. Prove yourself to be invaluable. Go the extra mile. Make that company money. Typically, the company is going to want more of you. Typically, the company is going to reward you. I had a friend. He started off as this is back when I was a driver at Jimmy John's. He had just become like an assistant manager. He had been a driver there for a couple of years. Became assistant manager. Then he became a store manager. Then he actually became like an area manager where he managed like, I don't know, like 6 stores or whatever. Kind of went back and forth, take care of their needs, make sure the numbers right, blah, blah, blah. Now that dude is a regional manager of like all of like North Florida or South Florida or some part. He wasn't an asshole. He was actually a really cool guy. Fun to work with. One of the best bosses I ever had, actually. He was understanding. He cared about his employees. He just worked fucking hard every single day. Never did anything never asked of anything that he wouldn't be willing to do himself. People worked harder for him because they respected him. And the company could see all of that, and they valued that, and they promoted him. And the vast majority of corporations going to do the same thing. The only problem is a lot of people, they don't ask for it. They don't want it. They don't want the promotion. They don't want to move on because they want to stay where it's safe as well. You have to want it as well. You have to ask for it. You have to go get it. If you're stuck and standing still, you have to get yourself out. Don't rely on people to pull you out. Get yourself out. If people are willing to give you a hand, let them give you a hand. But get yourself out. Ask for the promotion. Move forward. Start your own business. Plan ahead. Don't stay in the same place your whole life and blame crony capitalism because other dudes asked for it and did better than you.
Like, legitimately, this country hasn't been a republic since 1913.
Oh my
since
God,
we handed control of this country and its currency and everything else over to big banks. And that's what this is addressing. And
No, it's not. Nothing in the plot, from what I've read, from what I've seen, from what I've heard people talk about, speaks to any kind of note that this has anything to do with the idea of transferring the printing of money and handling money from the United States Treasury to the Federal Reserve, which is what he's talking about. Because the Federal Reserve is the consortium of private banks that control currency, other than the United States Treasury, which used to do that, now doesn't fucking really do anything. So, yeah, this is all bullshit.
here's the thing. If you're opposed to communism, I am 100% on your side. But if you're in favor of the version of capitalism we're currently living under, yeah, I think you're either blind or a fucking idiot.
What this guy wants is this guy wants what China has on the coast. You know why everybody in China lives on the coast? Because China has a massive population, and you're like, oh, they have a lot of land. Why are their cities so packed? That's because everybody in China doesn't live in mainland China. Everybody in China lives on the coast of China because the coasts of China are set up as free economic zones where you can actually own a business and practice capitalism. Because Maoist communism believes that capitalism is a step towards the perfection of true communism. That's what they believe. So they allow capitalism to flourish, controlled, as a step towards communism. And I think that's what this guy wants. This is what this guy thinks is cool. Of course, if you go look at the conditions of the economic zones of China, the coastal economic zones of China, and just the standard of living there, it's not great.
And I think Andy Serkis did a great job of addressing that, where they did fight against the communism and they did defeat it. But then they also addressed the fact that they're not living under the type of capitalism that Orwell imagined. We do not have the freedom that Orwell was thinking
Laverne Cox, by the way, is in this.
we were going to have. All of you know this. And I'm sorry, but if you think you need a movie that just tells you the dangers of communism, guys, I think we've covered the dangers of communism. I think anybody...
Yeah, bro. You just don't need to think about it, bro. Like, I mean, we've covered the dangers of communism, bro. Like, you know, get the fuck out of here, dude. It's so retarded. There's another 30 seconds. We don't need the rest of this. But yeah. All of this bullshit he said, by the way, all this poetic waxing, dude bro poetic waxing he's done on the philosophies of anti-crony capitalism. Animal farm partner. Let's look at the prize. Pay part. Yep, that's what I said. Gungo Max says they blake the IP for views. It has literally nothing to do with the book. We are in danger of falling of communism because we already have. The primary function of the federal government is wealth redistribution. We fall into corporate overlords. So is it this guy? See, this is the thing. These dudes, it's always corpo bad. It's always corpo bad. Blame the corpos. They No. You're not successful because you did. You're not successful because of you. Okay? The vast majority of people in corporate America are not legacy hires, okay? They're not legacy business people. They're mostly new business people putting the business film. Well, he doubled down on his love for money, time to use the mute button and purge my time. Yeah. So, yeah, true capitalism, good. Monopoly's bad. I haven't seen the movie. Don't know if it's true capitalism or not. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Obviously, not a great look. So, the real big one was this one here. So, let me see if I can find the original. I guess we'll just do this. So, the Redheaded Libertarian has always been kind of a weird one. Just based opinions, but then she just goes off about culture and shit. Dermy Wormy has a beef with her. I don't know how that gets started, but like, she's also one of those people that like, they get into fights with people you don't need to get into fights with. Like, some people don't know how to let things go. Some people don't know how to be like, this guy, Lord Botha. His name is Lord Botha of Memes a lot online. He has 346 followers. Should I reply to him? Should I take what he has to say as something that should affect my emotional state? That I need to be an asshole? No, it shouldn't. Anything that I say should not affect these people that have, thousands upon thousands of followers and make way much more money than I do, mostly because I make nothing. But they make way much more money than I do doing all this. And they're letting me affect their emotions. People of my level, my scale. But she's one of those people, okay? Very glass ego. And what happened was she made a post in which she said, hey, I'm excited to see the Animal Farm movie. I haven't seen it yet, blah, blah, blah. Waxing fairly positively about the film, even though she hadn't seen it. Put out there that she hadn't seen it. And she ended it, though, with hashtag Animal Farm Partnered, or whatever the fucking hashtag is. And, by the way, hashtags are fucking dumb. It's been put out there. Hashtags don't mean anything on Twitter anymore. They don't link things. they're irrelevant. People stop using them. But people still, for whatever reason, Animal Farm wants to use it. Anyway, she used the hashtag, I am an Animal Farm partner or Animal Farm partner, whatever the fuck it was. And that got picked up on Friday Night Tights, Culture Show, Neurotic, all that. Disbrew on there. He was going through some of the people who were basically what she complained she was called out here as, paid shills for the movie. With the hashtag, Animal Farm partner. And Disbrew was mentioned her by name. One of like 3 names. And he also said, though to be fair, I don't think she's actually seen it yet. So, he clarified there. Well, Redheaded Libertarian did not like this. She made this post here. I am aware of the statements about me made in the At Neurotics podcast. Doesn't even say the name of the actual podcast, right? I have reached out to a mutual friend to put me in touch with them. Thank you to those who let me know and defended me. People will believe what they want to believe. Stay true to yourself. Anyway, her mutual friend, if I had to guess, probably Chrissy Mayer. I spoke with someone who was on the show, and I have more clarity. I think the overactions for people minds have made up, blah, 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 whether about me or neurotics, are clouding the discourse. This is why it's important to dodge the gossip mill and go to the source. And she made this post, by the way, as damage control, because she was getting absolutely fucking cooked. And yeah, she hid. This was Jeremy, D-Day Copa's reply, right? And he stated, all he said was that you deleted a tweet and hadn't seen the movie. Holy fuck. This vague, overly dramatic, emotional response is hilarious. Not only did she block him, she hid his tweet, hid his reply. And I made my own reply. This is the state of independent political commentary and influencers. They are having to piggyback off of more popular pop culture content creators trying to create drama when there is none, to get attention and engagement. You could have just, ignored it. Because that's what could have happened. It was a one-off little comment. But because she heard her name and her ears were tingling, she got butthurt about it. She got angry. And she decided she wanted to stir up some drama so she'd get people to notice her. Well, people are noticing, and they're not having a very positive light about her. And, I reposted Jeremy's hidden reply here. Boost Jeremy's hidden reply. And let's see all the hidden replies here. You hidden replies. Jeremy's is the only hidden reply. But this is not where this would end, by the way. And she posted this picture here, trying to say, like, 5 days ago, she said, knowing this, I cannot in good faith promote this movie to you all like I did in Cabrini and Sound of Freedom. And she tries to say that, like, she's trying to say here, like, oh, well, I didn't support the film. Yeah, but you put out that post, and then you deleted it. We all know that you put out that post and deleted it. So you're just trying to be sneaky here. And rewrite history. Which is very Orwellian, actually. It's very Orwellian to try to rewrite history. But my nerdy home, Steph, didn't let her get away with this. She said all he did was bring up the fact that you endorsed the film and then retracted your statement. He talked about your actions enthusiastically endorsing a film you didn't watch and know nothing about, and only push it because it's part of a certain studio or has a specific label is shilling. Maybe you should have done some research yourself before endorsing this film, as no one in Hollywood would distribute distribute this film, so they went to Angel Studios. So more clarity there. Nobody wanted to touch this movie. Angel Studios said, yeah, we'll pick it up, probably because of the vote and all that. The creators wanted to change the story and were open about that. Many guild members are saying they didn't even vote on this film. So maybe they didn't vote on it, huh? They just chose to do it. So yeah, as you say, a little fact checking goes a long way. So yeah, absolutely felt it. And she responded in the replies of her own post. Thank you for demonstrating my point with the dramatic flair. I never once enthusiastically endorsed the movie. Yes, you did. You said you were excited to see it. You used the little hashtag, Animal Farm Partner, all that, which means you took the fucking money. The hashtag means you took the fucking money. We all know the hashtag means you took the fucking money. Maybe you gave the money back, but you took the fucking money. That is dishonest take from people who don't know any better. You're being dishonest. You. So yeah. Josiah Rises here. It wasn't even Gary who mentioned you, and they were just brief mentions of you deleting a tweet. The drama you're trying to spin around this is laughably cringe, and you look like a total fool since you haven't even watched the clip yourself. Philip Chan glazed the movie you didn't even watch and then deleted the tweet. Own up to it. And the constant blocking is turning you into a swamp hag. Yeah, because she is going on a blocking spree. Just take the L and move on. You people are fragile. Going home back, yeah. But yeah, because this is not the only post. This is not the only post. Where's the other one? Let me find the other one. Let's see here. Yeah. So now she tries to do Captain Let's Move On. She tries to do the I was overreacting, but I'm a woman, so let me have it. She does the we have far too much important work to do, so I'm moving on from the Animal Farm drama. You started the drama. It was you. Expose. What are you talking about? Expose.
Hiya.
This was all you.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
I've been very clear for the past week about my feelings and actions. No, you...
Dishonor. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
No, you haven't. You made a tweet supporting the movie that you even say you didn't watch in the tweet. Then you deleted it. Then you tried to do the there is no war in Bossing Say bullshit. Being like, I never supported the movie. Crystal clear today. Yeah, totally. Anyone who claims I haven't at this point are doing so with malice. Are they now? Are they now?
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Any objections to moving on? She asks a question. Then anybody who doesn't reply positively gets blocked. So Phil here. Philip Chan again. Imagine causing the drama and now playing the victim. You are definitely a lesser swan. There's not much time left until you fully evolve into elite level. Nothing to see. Can we talk about why Grok thinks you're... don't listen to the haters, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And you might be like, well, these are kind of like generic replies, yeah? And like a lot of them are supportive replies. Why is that? Well, if you go to the hidden replies... Oh!
Exposed.
Oh! Look at all these. Look at all the... From Madam Savvy. I like how you caused the problem and lost your shit over things you did. Maybe don't take paid promo for shit you have not seen, and you won't have to freak out at your own actions. Maybe try explaining that to your audience too before insulting their intelligence.
Damn!
You caused the drama. You get called out, and now you want to move on like you weren't the cause. I lied. Can we move on now? Is this how women take accountability? No wonder they don't do it that often. Yep. The only reason it is even an issue is because of how you responded. Take the L, bozo. It never would have been an issue if you hadn't made it one. Sellout. This one just says sellout. And she hit it. And of course, she hid mine. By the way, if you're not surprising, if I just go down here, yeah, blocked. She fucking blocked me. So yeah, but she blocked my play. No drama exists. Starts drama, gets felted, crashes out, says they're moving on from the drama they started. It's ironically Orwellian you're trying to bury the fact that your original post promoted the movie and you're pretending it never existed. Yeah, the no war embossing say thing. There are 4 lights. The 1984 bullshit. Look at all these. Look at all these fucking hidden replies. All these hidden replies that she's put in here. And she's doing this because she got absolutely destroyed and exposed as a fucking liar, a fraud, a paid shill. And while these other paid shills are just ignoring it, she refuses to take the L, refuses to shut the fuck up. All you gotta do, there's so many problems, so many bad situations for content creators, for influencers, for people just in the fucking realm of the internet would be solved if you just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. If you don't say anything, nothing said can get you in trouble. It's as simple as that. I don't understand how this is so difficult. And then, like, by the way, if you want to think like some of the reviews for this movie, right? Let's see here. Geeks and Gamers review. Animal Farm is a total betrayal that might be the worst movie ever made. Quote, this is a film that takes one of the most important political allegories ever written and twists it into something unrecognizable, then dares to lecture the audience when they reject it. Yes. 100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
And if you're like, oh, well, Geeks and Gamers, that's alt-right pipeline bullshit. Screen Rant. Is Screen Rant alt-right? Screen Rant. Hashtag Animal Farm swaps out George Orwell's questions for a different one. What if a movie spent millions with a legendary cast only to target the wrong demographic and abandon the classic tale's message? Some adaptations, it seems, are far less equal than others. That's obviously a reference to some animals are good, but other animals are better. All that. It's the transition message of Animal Farm, all that. But yeah. It's just amazing, man, that these people, these influencers, Angel Studios, they obviously, I would not trust them at this point. I think they have morphed, at least. Maybe they probably always were. A corpo studio looking for a new form, a new way to grift money out of Christians. Guess what? Ever since Christianity has existed, ever since religion has really existed, people have tried to, con men have tried to find a way to grift money out of religious people. It's just the way of the world. It's just part of the evils of this world. And I think Angel Studios is probably, and this is just my opinion, of course, one of those institutions. If you want a real elite breakdown of all that, go watch Real Life Fake Wizards video about it. The one good thing is it came out, all these influencers are being exposed as just paid shills now. Don't trust anything these people tell you. Take note of who these people are. Don't trust anything they tell you. Because they will change their opinions based upon the money they're given. They are money overall. That one motherfucker who's like, we don't need a story about anti-communism because we already had that. This is a story about anti-crony capitalism, bro. Which is funny. It's ultimately ironic because he took the money. He took the fucking 50 pieces of silver. And Redheaded Libertarian here is another one of the glass ego ones. A lot of them can just ignore it. Pretend it doesn't happen. Pretend it goes away. But this is a glass ego one. There's a lot of them out there. A lot of them out there. Especially in this sphere. People like Posevich. People like Cernovich. People like Redheaded Libertarian. People like fucking Michael Malice. Which is a wild one because that guy, he makes his living online being like, oh, I'm a troll. I'm edgy. Here's my edgy jokes. I'm 3'5" and I tell edgy jokes. I look like Zelensky's half-brother if he was a hobbit. That's what Michael Malice is like. But if you make fun of him in his replies, blocked. Glass egos, these people. And the gaming sphere is no different. And I don't mean just the lefties. I don't mean just the Alyssa Mercantes of the world. I mean the fucking Grumses. I mean the fucking Razor Fists. You want to talk about glass egos? Fucking Razor Fist, dude. That guy blocked me because I called him a hipster. Because he had a dog shit anime take. Anyway. So yeah. I don't know why you would. Why would you trade your entire brand and your integrity? We talked about this, right? Authenticity is the currency of the future. Integrity, right? People want to know you're authentic, that your opinion means something, that you're not just for sale. And as soon as people know that, they don't give a fuck what you have to say anymore. So, let's see here. Let's talk about Xbox. Actually, before we talk about Xbox, I'm going to go on the BRB screen. And I might tap off my water and probably open the fan because it's getting hot in here. So, be right back. Okay, so let's take a look at this post here. From Asha Sharma, CEO of Xbox, right? New CEO. Mia Xbox Khalifa, the Brown Queen, states Xbox needs to move faster, deepen our connection with the community, and address friction for both players and developers. Today, we promoted leaders who helped build Xbox while also bringing in new voices to help push us forward. This balance is important as we get the business back on track. As part of this shift, you'll see us begin to retire features that don't align with where we're headed. We will begin winding down Copilot on mobile and will stop development of Copilot on console. This is, I gotta say, I see this as an absolute win. Because basically, this is saying we're not fucking doing AI. And like, here's the thing. We've already had it basically covered that. Now I know this is on consoles, but consoles, PC, basically similar hardware, right? Same hardware. Just different standardized sets. We've basically had Dell come out with their own surveys and say, hey, our customers say they don't give a shit what AI system is on their PCs. I think we're going to see that most people do not care about AI on their PC. You know who cares about AI? People who go out and seek AI systems. Those are the people who care. The average person does not care about AI built into their PC or built into their console. And it's just gunking up the entire system. And it's taking needed resources, time, money, effort, all that into developing Copilot for console and mobile that could be spent better on other places. So this is a phenomenal move. Asha just keeps winning. They say we're going to get tired of the winning. No, we're not tired of the winning. They say Xbox is back. I don't say that. Because I think Xbox has done fairly well, considering all the blunders they had during the Xbox One era that really set them back in terms of customer acquisition, right? But I think, it's really weird to think that a young Indian woman with barely any gaming in her background might become the best CEO for Xbox that they've ever had. So it's kind of wild. But people are already talking. Because Shinobi here states that Xbox CEO Asha Sharma overhauls Xbox leadership with new executive team makeup. Jared Palmer, former Core AI VP of Productions, joins as VP of Engineering. Tim Allen, former Core AI VP of Design, joins to lead design. Jonathan McKay, former Core AI Head of Growth, joins to lead Xbox Growth, Data Perform, and Analytics. Evan Chaki, former Core AI General Manager, joins to simplify dev and improving how Xbox operates. And what a lot of people are taking away from that is, boy, that's a lot of former Core AI people that are now going to work at Xbox. So a lot of people are reading this and they're like, oh, so Xbox isn't done with AI because they're bringing in a bunch of CEOs and higher-ups that worked at Core AI. So obviously they're going to try to put AI into the system. I would say
Try to relax your anus.
because I don't think that's what is happening here. I think this is a very typical case of Asha has worked with these people before, knows what they're capable of, and you'd rather work with the team that you know and the people that you know because you know what they're good at and put them in positions to where they can help you succeed, help the company succeed. So I think that this is the right move here. Now, of course, people did not take that this way. This guy here, entire AI team on Xbox now just weeks after the No AI Slop campaign she went on. Yeah, exactly. People are already like, it's gonna be AI slop. Not Phil and Sarah getting replaced by AI Avengers. Tim Allen, the tool time, huh? This is a good one, yeah. Oh, this motherfucker. Xbox leadership looking more like a third-party publishing organization with a console logo attached. Yeah, this guy is the most hardcore Sony fanboy, like the most like head in the sand, like fanboy you will ever meet, you will ever know. Like, all of you trying to say this is her turning Xbox into AI, she literally just got rid of the Copilot AI as we speak. Y'all need to learn the difference between turning Xbox into AI versus stacking your team with people you know are valuable and proven themselves to be able to get shit done. Not even 24 hours later, and they're making moves to reduce wasted AI garbage in the Xbox world. Like I said, let them cook. Yeah, exactly. That's what that's where I am, in my opinion. So AI leads are leading Xbox. How much for their future? How much of their future is going to be AI LMAO? So the AI team is taking over Xbox. What sense does that make? AI, and AI. Everybody's either making Tim Allen memes or basically being like, "Oh, the AI team is taking over, so they're gonna push AI," even though they just killed off the AI program. And I think it was, I want to say it was Nicola. Let's see here. Let's see here. Maybe it wasn't Nicola. But one of the fanboys was basically saying, so you bring this whole AI team over and all that. Oh, well, the next console is going to be a PC, right? The next console is going to be a PC. So it's not going to, you say you're ending AI Copilot for console and mobile, but the next console you have is going to be a PC. So in reality, you're actually saying that you're just ending Copilot AI for this generation. You're not actually going to, you're still going to have it or some form of AI on the Project Helix, which is all speculation, by the way. And they literally just came out and said they're axing out. Until they come out and say, hey, we have a brand new AI that we're going to put on Project Helix or whatever, I'm going to be of the opinion that Asha's bringing all these executives over from Core AI that she used to work at, right? Because she trusts them and know that they're good at their job. You want the team around you that you know, right? So yeah. Oh, God, my fucking nose itches. My nose always ends up itching. I'm not on cocaine, I swear. I'm not on the Rokeda arc yet. Far from. All right. Let's go back here. And let's find that post. One more thing. One last thing that we'll cover. This one. This dumbass. So this person here. Lizzie Marbach. Christian. Wife, mother. You know what? Abolitionist. 22,000 followers. 1,300 following. Blah, blah, blah. Look at all this. Thomas Massey, Dan Bongino, all the conservative, types. So trad wife, basically. I know this is unpopular, but it will always be unattractive for a grown man to play video games. Some women might be understanding or pretend they don't care that you spend hours playing, but they do. It is extremely unattractive to women, and will never not be. This is the kind of woman who married a dude who doesn't see the upside of play. Who doesn't see the upside of being imagined. This is the kind of woman who marries a dude who is the kind of guy who says I'm a grown man. Grown men don't have fun. That kind. But she got community noted and she got mad about that. I'm not saying this to attack men, but I'm just speaking objectively here. This statement that the women find men unattractive for playing video games is entirely subjective, not objective. This user is not speaking objectively in any regard. Yeah, opinions are subjective. They're not objective. Objective means proven by fact, right? All sense of rationality goes and reason goes away when the topic of men playing video games is brought up. The men turn into raging irrational feminists over it. Needs to be studied. I said a stupid opinion. Men made fun of me for having a stupid opinion. And now I'm saying that men are all irrational. Yeah, that's right. And then she quote tweeted some douchebag here with an article. Asmongold responded, "The only women that need to compete for attention from men with video games are either fat, ugly, or annoying. Most of the time, all three."
Damn!
Give it to you again.
Damn!
Imagine having boobs and losing to an Xbox. Damn!
Why are you gay?
Every guy knows there are girls you'd pause your game for and girls you wouldn't. Hell yeah. That's the thing. Like, Asmongold, first off, Asmongold fully fucking cooked her. Look at that. It's 36,000 to like, what is this? 5,000. Oof. But Asmongold fucking cooked there, yeah. And he's 100% right. Women are upset about men playing video games, then my suspicion is that women are going to be upset with you doing anything that's fun. You like to golf a lot? Can't do that. Too much fun. You like to go out with the boys? No. Can't do that. You like to I don't know, fucking you like to fucking cook or whatever. Like to fucking bake. You're a baker boy. No. Fucking lame ass baker boy. Get a better hobby. But yeah, this is all just, first off, I kind of think it's engagement bait. I really do. But secondly, like, it's just dumb opinion. Like, there's always some woman out there with this opinion. Some woman comes along and they're just like, oh, men playing video games is unattractive because, and really what they honestly mean is that I don't see the appeal of video games as a medium because I'm unimaginative and it was never part of my entertainment value structure. So therefore, it has no value to me. Therefore, my man also must hold it no value because my man must hold all the same opinions and values as me. Therefore, all men must believe this. And those who don't are low value. These are all the subconscious connections they make really fast, right? Just broken down. What are some of the rest of these say? Savvy. This is very popular opinion, but it is so unattractive when sub-mid married women try to tell other men what to do. Some men will smile and nod because, lucky for you, most men don't have too high a standard. It's extremely unattractive to men, though, when you look this frump and barking about hobbies. Damn. I refuse to be lectured by a woman who sit around doom scrolling and watching reality TVs. Damn. What is it that you're trying to accomplish here? You want men to put down the controller and do what exactly? Pick up bird watching. What's the alternative? What do you actually want? How fucking dare men have a hobby, right? Women like you can't stand it when you aren't the center of attention 100% of the time. What's Umbrella Man or that umbrella guy? What's unattractive is sitting on Twitter whining about what men do. Yeah. So yeah, pretty much all the. And then in the quote tweets, it's never just video games. They have a problem with you having literally any hobby that you spend time on. Yes, exactly. That's what I was saying, right? Chris, I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. All I will say is that I've seen how quickly my fiance can move his fingers on a controller or a keyboard. You already know. But yeah, more of the same. Critical drinker, we don't care. And I did see somebody else. There are also people posting in the quote tweets like, hey, like, I'm a girl, I'm a wife or whatever. I love video games. Or like, here's my wife beating this video game. Like, you know, women like to play video games too. Like, surprisingly enough. Not as many as men. True. But some out there, yes. Anyway. That's just pure stupidity. All that, just pure stupidity. So, I think that's all we'll go through. We won't go through the Odyssey trailer because, honestly, the Odyssey trailer, what really is to say about the Odyssey trailer? The Odyssey trailer looked, I don't know, okay. I think it's going to be closer to the popularity of Tenet than it was the popularity of something like Oppenheimer. Elliot Page, first red flag. John Leguizamo, second red flag. The third red flag I would have to say is, boy, the language in this film. Daddy, fucking Matt Damon telling his army to charge by going, let's go. So fucking dumb, dude. Looking fucking bewildered on his face the whole time. Like it wasn't good. Like you have to up the vocabulary. You have to up the vernacular. Speak to the intelligence of the audience. Don't just assume the audience is dumb. We used to do that, right? Even in the early 2000s. People used to speak intelligently in film. Assuming that the audience could understand intellectually the film. Or bring themselves up to the intelligence level of the film. Not just have fucking Zoomer speak in the movie to make it more relatable for audience. No. It's dumb, dude. Anyway. So let's go ahead and we'll start the doom scroll. Now, so far, I haven't seen any spicy fucking ads like we got that one time. So I'm going to live scroll this. We'll see what we get. I think the algorithm is curated now. So we're going to see a lot of probably the same topic. Nina Infinity. I see this kind of post about once a year and I always get the same, and they always say the same thing. When I'm with my husband, one of our favorite things to do was play video games together. And we still do this to this day, 25 years ago. 25 years later. You know, it's interesting. One of my favorite memories in college was me, my best friend, and our girlfriends playing Halo 4-way split screen together. And doing wild shit like turning the jump up to like 200% and turning the gravity to like negative 100. So we were basically like yeeting ourselves and floating. We would jump so far, so high, that it would tell us that we're leaving the map. Like that kind of fun stuff. You can find people out there that like Video games. Game anywhere with Alienware. Area 51 OLED. Hey, we were just talking about Dell Technologies. Probably my computer is listening to me. I said Dell, so they're like, he wants an ad for Dell. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. That's wild, dude. Oh my God. They did Epic Mike so dirty, dude. Why is Mike so short? Why is Mike so Kada sized? By the way, Hotep is over here. We're gonna give him a follow. He's been doing the Lord's work on the quartering. Seriously though, thank you to everyone who reached out. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, Jay Drunk 3PO. He got remonetized on, I think, all of his channels. So that's good. What the Hey, yo, what? Wait. Whoa. Let's make this full screen. Let's get the... Let's get here. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. What a fucking pause spray, by the way. By the way, none of this is against Deborah Ann Wool. Deborah Ann Wool could sit on my face and let it rip, okay? Yeah, would, okay? In a heartbeat. However, she's not beating up a fully armored, full-grown male ATF agent, fucking battle gear and a rifle in just her day clothes. No trick. What are we doing? What are we doing? All right. Never let Disney cook again. Every time I think nothing is worse than The Acolyte, 3 more shows are worse than The Acolyte. Daredevil Born Again is S-tier slop. Megan Murphy, this is such a stupid take, but one that demonstrates the immaturity and atrophied brains of gamers. There are countless respectable hobbies. Play an instrument, take up jiu-jitsu, go hunting, go to the gym, play a sport, learn to fish, go hiking, blah, blah, blah. Do something that makes you better, not worse. Well, actually, you could argue that gaming actually helps your hand-eye coordination, helps your short-term motor skills. Yeah. Several things gaming actually helps you with. You are not married and you don't have children. You have completely useless existence. Fuck. I play video games plus I'm married and I have several children. I win, you lose. God damn, Josiah. Yeah. It looks like it hasn't blown over you. Oh, man. The face of...
What the hell is even that?
The face of Felted, folks. That was a lot of F's. I didn't mean that alliteration. So what happens when Microsoft still announces Gears E-Day for PS5 in June? How does the Xbox community move forward? Why is Portal Rock talking about what? Is this the
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping.
Is this the Cope Today by Portal Rock? Oh, the Wed Dwagon. Microsoft never recovered after Bungie left, in my opinion. Nobody cares about your opinion. Because your opinion is completely clouded. It's all fanboyism. This is bullshit. Authenticity is the currency of the future. If we know you're a shill, we don't listen. You just get made fun of. Xbox cancels Gaming Copilot, Asha Sharma, Axis AI feature for consoles mobile. Yeah. Just Geeks and Gamers reported that. My daughter made this. I parent correctly. Star Wars: A New Hope episode 5. That's cool. Either like. Another reason why not to date an actor. I don't care. It's cheating. My wife's reaction to me acting. Yeah. Yeah. Don't take your wife to work doing that. Yeah. It's freaky how it took me 3 years to get my proper smell and taste back, and how COVID wiped out my dad. I dread to know how long-term effects it. Yeah. I guess so, yeah. Still don't know. It's going to take years. Did they use
Why are you gay?
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
That was pretty good from Cecil. Why does this guy just look like a fucking Tinker Toy? Like, what the fuck? 1 year ago today, at Churchill, this ass stopped the Kentucky Derby state trooper dead in his tracks. And my man. Why is Jeffrey doing Morgan? Ooh, he's looking thin. Why do I feel like I could listen to them talk for hours of charcuterie and cocktail? How about no? Kick front page, boys. I don't know who that is. Jump scare. Inside jokes, I don't know. The Quartering enabled an auto dub feature on his stolen short without realizing what it does. Left video, how it plays on YouTube using AI to dub over the quick play or QP's 3-second intro, quarter pounder probably. Intro, as well as his stolen Chinese TikTok. Let's listen to this. What is this?
I don't know if I can eat this food. What about you? I
don't know if I'd eat this street food. What about you? Check this out.
我朋友能吃吗？这是印度饺糊煎饼。I don't know if I can eat this food. What about you? Can my friend eat this?
This is an Indian-style pancake.
Oh man. Bad times. American. Japan is so cute and wholesome. I wonder what Japanese Twitter is like. Japanese Twitter. The last thing Chris Farley did on TV was slam his face into a ketchup-covered chocolate cake. Damn. It's wild when high-end. F to the boys in the Quartering chat. They're enjoying their weekends in heaven now. Yeah, they were banning a whole bunch of people in Quartering's chat today, from what I heard. Quartering is banning people who say, "Great show, Chair." Ahmed Asligan always posting some gay thirst traps. Make sure you stretch enough today. Hey, yo, real talk. I'm on a desert island. I would say, oh, what is it? Maybe not. What is up with her back? What is up with Kamala Harris's daughter's back, dude. Like, what? Ugh. Ew. Ew, brother. Criticless. Andy Serkis's Animal Farm, based on the book by George Orwell, released this weekend, and the reviews have been overwhelmingly negative, with an audience score of 4% on Criticless. Shout out to Criticless. If you haven't seen Criticless, haven't joined Criticless, I recommend it. It's a purely audience-based movie review site. So, to summarize the reviews on Criticless, this movie gets Orwell's book completely wrong. Yeah, pretty much. Cool. Who's writing this, though? An RPG lives or dies by its writing. True. So who is going to be calling the shots? Until I get a name, I remain cautiously skeptical, as you should. And they talk about Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic here. There was some stuff revealed. Game director Casey Hudson has revealed that the creative team behind the upcoming Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, Dan Fessenden, Knights of the Old Republic, and Mass Effect as senior technical designer, Melanie Faulkner, Mass Effect 3, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, as director of external development. I guess that's okay. Those are like my second and third favorite games of all the series, of both respective series. Caroline Livingston, Neverwinter Nights, Knights of the Old Republic, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, as director of production and performance. Ryan Hoyle, Knights of the Old Republic, Mass Effect Trilogy, as chief technology officer. Pascal Blanche, Myst 4, Revelation, blah, 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 blah. The golden age BioWare DNA is all over this game, with the presence of original KOTOR devs being especially strong. The fate of the Old Republic seems to be in good hands. Yes, that's true. All these people did work on all those good games from the past. KOTOR, right? The only problem is things like Peter Jackson exists in movies, right? And this just as easily could happen in video games. Peter Jackson tried to go home again with The Hobbit, right? But now he was older and he was more willing to rely on CGI, made more compromises, and the Hobbit films are just objectively nowhere near as good as Lord of the Rings, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They're just not. And all these people could be back, and the game could still not be as good as the Old Republic and things like that, because they're different people now. It's a different time, different set of circumstances, probably different budgets, different constraints. You don't, there's no guarantee these people will produce the same quality as they once did. I don't trust it anymore. Sorry. I'm not going to be able to live on reputation alone. It's the games industry. What have you done for me lately? Saber has a massively excellent reputation right now. If they put out their next game and it's dog shit, well, reputations take minutes to build or take years to build, seconds to destroy. Case in point, go look at Redheaded Libertarian, Riley Gaines, The Quartering. All of them ruined their reputations now. But yeah, and she's right though. I don't know this one personally, but I've seen her account before. God, Empress of Mankind, Nura. I don't know how you say her name, but she's 100% right here. Until we know who's writing this game, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Artists, AI is taking our jobs. Also, artists, why would we take your commission? We tried. How much for a commission of my marine profile? Yeah, because fucking George Alexopoulos, He makes these comics that are like, oh, AI is evil. AI is the bad guy. AI. He really, really fucking hates AI. Mostly because he makes very, let's be generous and call it mid. Very mid art. And yeah, he complains that AI is slop and all that, and you should hire actual artists. And this person right here said, we tried to hire you. Let's see if George responds. I like George and his work. I really do. He's very skilled in his work, his impact. But I strongly suspect that when he says, I wish people would pay for great new art, what he actually means is, I wish people would pay me to create the art that I want to create. Yes, probably. Yes, I found someone else I'd rather pay to make the art they want to make because I like it too. Yeah. Yeah, no response from George. And we're going to... He's getting... I don't think he's nowhere near to ratio, but it's enough likes that it should stand out to him. And it's kind of wild that he didn't respond. So, yeah. Stefan Diggs not guilty on all accounts. I don't even know what Stefan Diggs was charged for. Oh, yeah, the Met Gala was this week. I saw some big streamers and shows talking about it. I don't give an absolute fuck about the Met Gala. Who gives a shit? It's all just celebrities turning up in Hunger Games fucking style dresses to try to, I don't know, out weird each other. So who cares? Holy shit. What is it? Oh, yeah. Fucking. But when people wear shit like this at Comic-Con, they're just nerds, right? Yeah. Moderator, should California give free healthcare to illegal aliens? Porter, yes. That's what Californians deserve. I feel like there's more to that here, but I'm not going to watch the video. A tribute to Kevin Conroy included in the new Lego Batman game, the voice of Gotham's Knight. That's cool. That's cool. Unfortunately, also though, from what I've heard, the Lego Batman game is horrifically optimized. Like horrifically optimized. What is this here? Possum Muse. Am I missing any? Postmodern deconstructionism. Postmodern deconstruction of a genre that thinks it's more clever than it is. Everything is ironic because they're afraid attempts at sincerity will be seen as cheesy. Oh my fuck. Oh shit. Fuck. I'm not reading all that. Sounds like it. That's all I can give them. Control 2019 has sold over 6 million copies. It's been 7 years. Like, okay. Remedy confirms their first quarter was profitable. Control, Resonant, on track for a 2026 launch. Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes in full production. New announced Remedy game is in proof of concept stages. I mean, I guess I would not expect the second Control game to do well. This is just one of those games that I think is more niche for console players that I don't think is going to be picked up. There's Critical Drinker. Rockstar Games reportedly has marketing deal with Sony for GTA 6. Sonic, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. KOTOR is a goddamn masterpiece. That's true. It's the only, and Ackman is right here, it's the only piece of art in Star Wars that explores like the moral grayism of the like universe within the bounds of the, the light side and dark side, and does it effectively with still a good message to it if you choose the side of good. So thirsty. So much being said. All right. What's your excuse for not being a nice girl? Being gay was fun, but I'm 35 now. It's time to have some... Sure, Nick Avocado. Xbox wins. Tism for voting, you guys. I'll be getting an Xbox for sure. I never expected it to be such a clear winner. Guys, I'm really torn which console. I want a game online. What do I get? An Xbox or a PS5 for my Twitch streams? Damn. That's wild. Xbox, huh? Street Fighter 199 edition. What are these? Dan. Okay, so Dan is Vask is Dan. Okay, that makes sense. What the fuck is that eyebrow? What? All right. Epic Mike is Dawson. All right. Kata is Bell. Okay, they gave Kata like a baby face there. That's weird. All right. What a joke. Oh yeah, Sarah Paulson put the fucking dollar bill over her face. Because, ooh, edgy, so artistic, so allegory, metaphor, No dog in this fight, but this made my day. Candace didn't leave the Daily Wire. I fired her. 0. I laid off 0 people. It's funny. Rantman. What does Rantman say here? The more times you wait to apologize, the more times people will dig deeper into your past, Quartering. Hey, remember that one time Quarry defended a 40-year-old grooming a... Yeah. And yes, he's wasted. Yeah. That's not good. That's not good. Are you to liking my... Are you to liking my game, Sar? Oh. What? This account sometimes, dude. Stop boozing it up. And Soros, from what I heard, has a horrifically woke bullshit story, but its gameplay is really good from what I hear or whatever. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to call it for tonight, by the way. Christina Ricci and Devin Swa. Sawa reunite 30 years. Oh, hey. That's nice. But anyway, I think that's where we're going to call it for tonight. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Went over a few topics pretty in depth. And then we did the Doom Scroll, of course. There will be videos in the meantime as well. Maybe a short or two. I don't know. Again, kind of laying off shorts, I think, for the foreseeable future. We will be back for the gaming stream on Thursday, of course. Maybe playing more Fable, maybe playing something else. I don't really know yet. Make sure you guys like, share the stream, all that. Always appreciate that. Really, really helps with the algorithm, all that stuff. If you're catching on the VOD, really appreciate it. Anybody who's been here lurking too, really appreciate it. You guys are what makes this all go around. Nothing without you guys. And hope to see you again on the next show. Until then, you guys have a good night. And we'll see you again for the next edition of Doom Scroll Cast. Goodbye.